about what's the incentive, whether it's then talk about some of the key features of the program, and so I'm going to just talk a little bit about advanced and overseas findings. So, what is the R&D tax incentive? Well, it's a broad-based market-driven entitlement program, as like its predecessor, the R&D tax concession, and it's open to all industry sectors. The program, in its last complete year, or the R&D tax concession, there was around about $20 billion of R&D expenditure that was registered, and in terms of revenue foregone for that last complete year, I think it was in the order of just up about $1.8 billion. So it's certainly the government's, the federal government's, primary and principal innovation program to support business. The program's is aimed at encouraging more companies to undertake R&D, and look, and especially this is for R&D that otherwise would not have been undertaken, and that's key policy intent of the program. It's recognised that certainly the costs and the risks around undertaking R&D are significant, and a significant deterrent to many firms undertaking R&D. And the aim of the program here is to, in effect, offset some of those costs and the risks, such that R&D that, as I say, otherwise may not have been undertaken, or the amount of R&D may have been limited because of those costs and risks. That the government's this program is aimed at trying to offset and support firms take those decisions to undertake that R&D. The program was announced in the May 2009 budget, and some of you may recall that, so over 2.5 years ago now, and it was part of what's called Powering Ideas, which was the government's 10-year innovation agenda. Certainly, with the passage of the bills through the Parliament just recently, it's seen as, from the government, it's certainly an important milestone that it's achieved. This program's putting in place now. The new program, it's the R&D tax credit, now called the incentive. Of course, the agenda covers a whole lot of other areas that are under my area of responsibility in venture capital, but of course across a whole bunch of other spaces in both business innovation support programs, as well as in the science and research, public sector funded science and research areas. The primary part of the new program of the tax credit was increased benefits, and in particular with the component for the 45% refundable component for firms with a turnover of less than $20 million per annum. So this was in effect the doubling of the benefit from the R&D tax, the tax concession. As I said, the program is very much part of the innovation agenda for the Australian government. Innovation is recognised as being for firms that undertake innovative activities, much more successful than those firms that don't. And R&D, which is not innovation, but R&D is seen as a critical driver of innovation, and firms that undertake R&D are well placed to develop those new processes and new products or improved products that help them to be the first to market, to help them be more profitable, more productive, and those benefits they have clearly for firms, as well as then more economy-wide benefits. Just before I talk about some of the features, clearly the program's a legislative program, and as you most all know, that the bills were passed by Parliament in late August, and then became law on 8th of September. Just on this slide, it talks about the laws, the amendments to the tax law, and also the Industry R&D Board, Industry R&D Act, and the associated explanatory memorandum. There's also regulations and decision-making principles that go along with this, with these changes. Now, the regulations have yet to be made by government. There have been some delays there, but we're expecting that that's going to take place in late November.